Let's talk today about mixing colours with coloured pencils, specifically how you can go about creating the kind of colours that you can see in a reference photo. I think this is something that can often feel like a mystery, how you're supposed to see those colours. So I'll show you today how I go about it. Now, first up, the most important thing to understand is how to actually mix colours with coloured pencils. How do we blend them together? Now, this is done through a process called layering. This is where you build the colour up in a series of light layers rather than just pressing really hard with the pencil. And let me show you how building these light colours up can make a huge difference to the colour on the paper. So even here with just a green pencil, I'm going to block in a very light layer of this green. And then actually I can change that colour quite a bit by maybe adding a little bit of a darker green over the top. That makes a huge difference, or even adding a very small amount of yellow. That makes a massive change to the green. It becomes more of a yellowy green with just a light layer of colour. Now, this is all well and good, but what I'm asked a lot is, how do I know which colour to add? How do I know which colour's missing from what I've got on the paper? Now, first up, the key to this is to have the right materials. And actually, it's not something you need to buy. You need to make sure that you have a set of swatches. So for every single set of pencils that I own, I map out a set of swatches. So what I do for every colour is I go from as light as that colour can go to as dark as that colour can go, and then I label it, and that shows me what the pencil looks like on the paper, specifically the type of paper that I'm going to be drawing on. It stops me relying on the barrel of the pencil or the nib because they don't tend to be hugely accurate. Now, first up, these swatches are quite time consuming to make, but they're not something that you need to do frequently. The set of colour swatches that I own, I've had for at least 6 years. So let's think about how we can use these swatches to mix together a patch of colour. So rather than starting off by trying to colour match to a full drawing, what I'm going to do is use a reference photo from one of my drawings, and we're just going to draw a patch of that rough colour. So we don't need to worry at this point on all of the intricacies of the full watermelon drawing. Now, before we get started with this swatch, if you do want to go through any of my drawings in a lot more detail, I do have the full tutorials available on my website. In fact, I have a huge amount of drawings covering a whole host of different subject matters. For every single one of these tutorials, I include full instructions broken down into chapters. So rather than going through the drawing all in one go, I break it down into small manageable sections that we can work through one at a time. This makes all of my drawings feel a lot less complicated. Now, I also include all of the real-time footage so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And I include details on all of the materials that I'm using, as well as all of the specific colours. Now, I also include sketch outlines, both light sketch outlines for if you want to print that sketch directly onto your drawing paper, and heavier sketch outlines for if you want to trace. And I also always include the reference photo. I have a mixture of shorter, more beginner-friendly tutorials that will really ease you in gradually, as well as some much more complicated drawings as well that have a real wow factor. And I have tutorials not only on coloured pencils, but also watercolour pencils and graphite pencils too. Check out the link in the description. So I want to take a look at this watermelon reference photo. There isn't one specific colour in the pink section of the watermelon. So what I want to do is generally match to one of the mid-tone pink colours. We're going to try and mix that colour. So I'm going to add little swatches of all of the colours that I will use to mix this, and that will hopefully help you see a bit better what I'm seeing. So I want to be drawing in the main, as I said, mid-tone colour on some of this pink watermelon. So I want to start off by looking for the lightest colour that I can see within this watermelon. So I'm starting off by adding in a very light warm grey, and I'm just going to block this colour over the area where I'm going to build up this swatch. Now, it's most important that we are pressing lightly. As I mentioned at the beginning, we want to be layering the pencil here. And in order for me to build a lot of pencil up in this area, I do need to make sure that I am pressing lightly. So you'll see that I'm holding the pencil further back here. I'm not holding it really close to the tip, and that literally stops me from being able to press too hard. Once I've blocked in this color and I've got something down on the paper, I can then look for the most obvious color that's missing within my swatches. So the most obvious color that I'm missing is a kind of earthy pink. So what I can do is compare my swatches to my reference photo and find the closest match to that pink. So I think the closest match is the coral pencil, which is a quite light earthy pink. So I'm going to block this color in over the whole of the swatch. And you can see that that's given us a really nice and light pink patch, but it's not looking vibrant enough. It's not looking bold enough in comparison to the kind of mid-tone color I can see in that reference photo. So I want to add a slightly bolder color. So I can once again compare my drawing to the reference photo and think about what the most obvious color that I need to add here is. It doesn't need to be a perfect match. All I want to do is think about the most obvious color rather than the perfect color. So all I really want to do at this point is make it a brighter red color. The watermelon is kind of a reddy orangey peach color. I don't really have a color like that in my set. What I do have is this pretty bright and vibrant red. This is a kind of standard red, I would say. So I'm going to block that color in over the whole top. And you'll see that although this looks a bit too rich red, I guess, it doesn't really matter. We can build more colors over the top of this to adjust this color. So from here, I can once again compare this drawing and the reference photo to my color swatches. And I want to think about the most obvious color that I want to be adding from here. So I now think that the reference photo is looking much more orange than the bright red color that I have at the moment. So I'm literally just going to take really what I think of as the only standard orange in my set, and I'm going to lightly add a layer of that over the top of the patch, and look how much this is changing the whole color. The top half of this swatch looks so different to the bottom half now, and as I say, really the only goal is every step to be making it that little bit closer. So now that is looking a closer color, but it's obviously still not quite right. So I once again want to think about the next most obvious color. And actually I feel like particularly in some areas of the watermelon, it's still got a richer red than what I have at the moment. So let's use a darker red very lightly over the top to just add a hint of this color. You can see how lightly I'm adding each color and how gradually it's building up. I think often people don't realize exactly how many layers it takes to build up and mix a color. So once I'm happy with this color, let's compare again. And from here, I think we should be adding more of that earthy pink color that I added before. So more of the coral pencil. I want it to become a bit more of a solid, bright color. I think here is, again, the most obvious color that I'm missing. I can't stress enough that I'm not trying to add in the perfect color. Just with every pencil that I add, I'm trying to make it that tiny bit closer to the reference photo. And then I can start going back to some of the same colors. So it's not a case of only using each color once. From here, I think it's now not looking bright enough. I have something that looks too light in comparison to what I'm trying to make on this swatch. So I can go back to that bright red that I used towards the beginning, build up more of this color before then going back to the orange and making it more of a kind of orange red again. So I can't stress enough how many times I go over an area and how many times I build up this same series of colors. It doesn't matter if I've already used the color. It is literally a case of comparing the drawing to the reference photo and thinking about the most obvious color that's missing. So we're starting to get reasonably close to the kind of orangey pinky color on that reference, the main kind of watermelon color. But I think from here it's maybe looking a bit too bright. So I can now use a really light layer of brown to tone it all down, make it a bit less vibrant and a bit more earthy, before once again going back to that bright red and brightening it up. So I feel like it's looking a bit too pinky orange and it needs to be a bit bolder at this point. So it doesn't matter if I've just toned something down. If I've toned it down and then I think it needs brightening back up, I will still do that. And then I can also go back to that darker red and add some more of this color. So again, it's the same color that I've used before. I just want to keep building it up. So now it's got a really good rich red base, but I still don't think it's quite the right match for the color of the watermelon. So I can again compare this to my swatches. And I think again, it needs to be made a little bit more orange. It's looking a bit too deep red and not kind of orangey peachy colored enough. So let's add some more of that orange and then add some more of the coral pencil over the top of that to just smooth it all out and brighten it up. So I would say now that this swatch generally matches the colors that I can see in that watermelon, more of the mid-tone and darker colors. And that's how I go about building up those colors. I want to be constantly comparing my drawing to my reference photo and my color swatches, and always thinking about the most obvious color that's missing. At no point do I expect adding in that color is going to make a perfect swatch or drawing. It is just about trying to get the color that one step closer to that reference photo. So that's the general method that I use for mixing colors together. If you want to see how this applies to an actual drawing, check out this video here where I went through how I mix colors together to make specifically the colors in the watermelon. So you can see how to apply what we did in this video to the actual watermelon I've been talking about. Happy drawing, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.